Hey guys, it's Marco from the MRM channel, back with another video, and today I'll be reacting to the new trailer for Marvel's television Daredevil Born Again. I don't want to waste any more time, so I think it's time to get into the trailer, and then at the end I will be giving my thoughts on it. So without further ado, let's get into the Daredevil Born Again trailer. Here we go. Oh gee. Oh, there he is.
Thank you for finding the time.
Hello.
I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Okay, interesting. I'm more brutal from the get-go.
A lot
It's
of time
crazy.
has passed.
Ooh.
By the look of it,
Oh,
you've come up in the world.
Foggy and Karen.
I could say the same about you.
The mayor serves his city.
Huh. Wilson Fisk
I
is
can see you're
mayor.
not entirely convinced.
Yeah, I'm not.
Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you
Alright,
stop
man.
being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
Oh.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the
Ooh.
power. It has
Wow.
always.
Hey. March 4. Okay.
This city can't go unchecked.
Alright. Devil's work. It's never done.
Sometimes peace needs to be
Got
broken.
the John Paisano music.
And chaos must reign.
Oh, abuse. Oh, John Bernthal.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
Oh, damn.
I was raised to believe in grace.
Damn. Oh, White Tiger.
But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Whoa. Oh, more for Billy Club. Ooh. March 4. Alrighty. So that was the end of the teaser, well, the trailer. It was only 2 minutes, and it is for a TV show, but pretty interesting, pretty interesting. I'm gonna watch it one more time, and then I'm gonna come back with my thoughts in just a sec. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Alrighty, so after watching the Daredevil Born Again trailer twice, I gotta say I'm quite invested into this project. For those of you who don't know, Daredevil Born Again is technically meant to be a continuation of the Netflix TV series, as Daredevil initially was on Netflix along with other TV shows like, well, Marvel TV shows like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, The Defenders, and Daredevil was the most popular on Netflix, and for some strange reason they cancelled it after 3 seasons, which is really, really bizarre considering that it was the most popular show, and people are saying that the 3rd season is the best season. I've only watched 2 seasons so far, so I haven't actually watched the 3rd season, but I am going to have to go back and watch Daredevil again just to get caught up. It is streaming on Disney Plus now. But as for Daredevil Born Again, I remember when this project was first announced, I was kind of, interested in it. I was kind of hyped about it in a sense because I knew how good the Netflix TV show was, so it was great to get a continuation of it. But then when the rumors started coming out that the direction they were going with the showrunners they had gotten, all that type of stuff, like at one point John Bernthal, who reprises his role as Punisher, as you'll see in the trailer, apparently he was pretty dissatisfied with the direction they were going, the material they had, and he was actually close to leaving the project as well. So, and considering he is really great as Punisher, it would be a shame if, they lost him, because him and Charlie Cox, who plays Matt Murdock / Daredevil, they had such a great sort of, a great relationship, great sort of, connection to one another in the 2nd season. They had some great moments of dialogue, they had a great presence on screen, so, but eventually the show was kind of overhauled, and I think they brought the original showrunners from the Netflix era back onto the show to fix the show, to fix up the script, you know, the action, all that type of stuff. And clearly it's very visible here. The action is very brutal, like from the get-go. I didn't realize how brutal the show would actually be compared to the Netflix version. While it was on Netflix, while it did have an MA rating, I never thought it was actually too violent or too over the top. But this one, like, pretty goes full on. And, you know, Marvel has been pushing some mature content in a sense. You know, with most recently Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, it did come out last year, so it's not really recent. But my point is that, you know, Marvel has been kind of pushing more mature content. And this was kind of a show in the making as well, considering that Charlie Cox had appeared in Spider-Man No Way Home, like, 4 years prior as well. But the funny thing is, Charlie Cox had once mentioned that he went to a screening of Spider-Man No Way Home in disguise, and when he appeared on screen, literally no one really kind of cheered or applauded for him. But regardless, there is still a passion for this show, and there are a lot of people who still love Daredevil as a character, so it is great he is coming back. But some other things as well. I think the performances are looking really, really good. I'm so glad that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Wilson Fisk / the Kingpin from the Netflix version, I'm so glad they're back. I mean, if you can't get those two, not much of a Daredevil show as well, but they're looking like they're going to have some really great chemistry. You know, they're going to have some great interactions here and there as well. Then, of course, we get Eldon Henson as Foggy Nelson and Deborah Ann Woll as Karen Page. They both reprise their roles as well. That was another thing that was also a problem plaguing the original version of this show, that they initially weren't going to return to the show, and a lot of fans had let out an outcry that these characters, which were so beloved, weren't coming back to this new iteration. So I'm glad they're back as well. And it looks like we're going to get some, you know, relationship depth, especially with Matt Murdock and Karen Page, as in the TV show, I'm pretty sure they were a couple of sorts. But something else that was also quite interesting. Oh, another interesting thing is with Wilson Fisk. They're also going down the route of him being the mayor of New York. I'm pretty sure this was kind of set up in maybe previous Disney Plus Marvel shows, maybe Hawkeye or even Echo. I haven't watched those shows. I know they're kind of 50-50. I know Hawkeye is pretty decent, and Echo was kind of meh as well. I'd also like to point out that in Echo, Daredevil did make an appearance there as well, so he is kind of continuing his sort of appearance in the MCU as well. But yeah, no, it's interesting they're going down that route. So it'll be interesting to see sort of the conflict between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, as you know. Wilson Fisk is in sort of this high sort of position of power. You know, Matt Murdock, who's kind of like this, the people's people, you know, he's like this lawyer who helps, you know, those who can't get legal aid in this sense, you know. That's my interpretation, but it'll be interesting to see them butt heads and all that type of stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that conflict. Something else I also liked was the new villain Muse, who, from the news I've been keeping up, I knew he was kind of going to be the main villain of the show. And his design looks pretty good. I don't know too much about who he is. From what I could gather, from what I think I know, for those of you who do know, leave your thoughts in the comment section below who you think Muse is, or if you can provide me a link, I can probably look it up myself. But I kind of picture Muse as kind of like the Victor Zsasz of the Marvel Universe. So for those of you who don't know Victor Zsasz is this DC, he's from DC Comics, he's this serial killer who, like, he kills his victims, he stalks them and kills them, and then he, like, poses them in, like, weird poses and stuff, but then every time he kills someone, he makes, like, a tally mark on his body. So if you've read the comics, played the Arkham games, all that sort of stuff, even watched some, maybe TV shows or something like that, you'll notice that he's always got, like, these scars, like, you know, on his neck, forehead, you know, along his arms and all that sort of stuff, you know. And that's what I'm thinking Muse is. Maybe not to the extent where he's, like, putting tally marks into his body, but maybe he's the type of guy where he kills people and then he, like, poses them really grotesquely and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be interesting getting a lesser-known villain take the spotlight, considering Daredevil did a really great job. You know, I think with, like, Season 1, while Wilson Fisk was still the main villain, they had some kind of, you know, minor villains here and there. Season 2 was, I mean, it had the Punisher, but, you know, I kind of forgot who the villain of Season 2 was, but if I remember, it was somebody good or someone minor. I don't really know. And then Season 3, I think it had Bullseye. I think that's the season most people remember the most in terms of the villain. Speaking of Bullseye, I think there is a shot where they're escorting a prisoner. He's in an orange jumpsuit. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's also Bullseye, and it's the same actor reprising his role from the third season. I can't come up with his name right now. I know there were rumors that Bullseye was meant to return as well, so I guess in a way it's meant to kind of, you know, keep the continuity, you know, keep it fluid, you know, from the end of the third season moving into this new season as well. But yeah, otherwise, some other things, some quick thoughts I also just wanted to have as well. Something else that also kind of made me question... Actually, before we get to that, I also have to say the action looks really good. I'm pretty sure I already talked about it, but some of the action looks really brutal as well. A lot more blood, you know. Matt Murdock getting the crap beat out of him, you know. He looks really good. I also like sort of the final shot of all the different colored masks and all that. It is a bit weird though. People have pointed out that because Matt Murdock is blind, how will you know what color is which? But I guess my theory is that, you know, there's probably some sort of markings on each of the helmets that when he goes over them with his fingers, you know, he'll kind of know that, oh, okay, that's the grey helmet. Oh, that's that helmet, you know, all that sort of stuff. But the final thing I do want to talk about is sort of the connection to the other Netflix Marvel heroes. As I mentioned, there were other TV shows like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. Then there was, you know, The Defenders and all that sort of stuff. And so I want... Oh, and then The Punisher as well. And there are rumors that Jon Bernthal might return to The Punisher full-time. They might give him another TV show. But really, I more want to see what they do with those other heroes. Whether we will get Iron Fist returning, or Luke Cage, or Jessica Jones. I mean, there have also been rumors that Kristen Ritter might be returning as Jessica Jones. She's even said in during the press tour for Sonic 3, she said that she'd be open to returning to the role as well. But whether we get, you know, Finn Jones as Iron Fist again or Mike Coulter as Luke Cage, you know, I think they did pretty well in their roles. I know a lot of people didn't really like Iron Fist. I watched the first season and I thought it was fine. Same with Luke Cage, I thought that was fine. I do think that Daredevil was definitely the strongest of the Netflix shows. Probably followed by Jessica Jones. I actually really like Jessica Jones. I thought the first season was great. And I thought David Tennant, who plays the villain, I think he definitely carried the season. But Kristen Ritter also did a great job. And then Luke Cage was also pretty good. I thought Mike Coulter was great. Mahershala Ali is in it, which is going to be really bizarre considering he's meant to be playing Blade, and I use the term loosely because that film is in development hell right now. And then, yeah, Iron Fist was okay. Defenders was pretty good, but anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. Oh, and then one final thing I also wanted to mention with the trailer. I noticed that the score in the trailer, it sounded like the original John Paisano score from the Netflix show, but it's played through like a church organ in a sense, which I thought was pretty cool. But I'm wondering whether John Paisano will return to score Daredevil Born Again, because I really like him as a composer. He's done the Marvel Spider-Man games on PlayStation, and the score there is just absolutely brilliant as well. The Daredevil TV show, as always, I think was also really great as well. He's also done some other projects here and there. He's recently done Invincible, and the score's good there as well. So it's just some thoughts I've had, you know, whether he will return to score the TV show or not. But regardless, yeah, a pretty good trailer for the most part. As I said, I think compared to the other trailer reaction I did, which was the Superman trailer reaction, considering I have more of an attachment to Superman and his character compared to Daredevil, you know, like, I'm interested in this TV show. You know, I did like the Daredevil TV show. I will have to rewatch it, you know, but I don't know, just for me, I feel like we didn't really get a whole lot. It did feel a lot more dialogue heavy. There were some action scenes, but it did feel a bit dialogue heavy. But I feel like if there were more TV spots, more promos, I feel like I will become more invested. But right now, I think it's pretty good. I am probably going to watch it, but, you know, I'm kind of 50-50 about it now. But regardless, I hope you liked my trailer reaction for Daredevil Born Again. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you like the trailer and whether you're excited for Daredevil Born Again, and whether you've seen the other Netflix Marvel shows, or, you know, Daredevil, or just Daredevil, and whether you enjoyed it or not. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I do have some, before I do go, I do have some other videos I will be doing. I am set to come out with a Nosferatu review, hoping that comes out either later today, maybe even tomorrow. I've also got a review for A Real Pain. That's all shot, just got to edit it and everything. And then also I've got a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 review, as well as a Sonic movie ranking coming out as well as the Creature Commandos review I'll also be doing as well. But yeah, I'm pretty much shot all of them, just got to edit them. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for the support. I'm glad you guys are loving the content I'm uploading and the Instagram page. I think that's enough time. I think I've done enough talking. But as always, keep watching movies.